Hi, my friends. Today we have a first game in candidates between various players. But the first game that I saw it was the game of Ding and Jan Nepo. It was a very wild game. Ding started with English opening. He wanted to keep it calm for the first game. It's acceptable, but Nepo said no. Let's open it up, and this is actually English, but King's English opening, and it's a little bit wilder than normal English. So the game continues. I then fast forward opening moves and take you on. I want to take you to important moments and very crazy parts of the game. Let's see what happens after they develop all the pieces. Nepo shamelessly says that I want to make you on h2. Ding pushes the pawn, and this is a weakening move, and later you will see why it is weakening. Nepo reposition the bishop, eyeing on black squared bishop of white, because a g pawn is the weakness of black. So takes, open up the other bishop. Both bishops of Nepo are eyeing on king side of white. So takes, and now we have a beautiful rook lift by Jan. Of course, you want to lift this rook and double the rook, something like that you want to do, but this rook lift later you will see why it is so beautiful. Brings the knight to the center, and Ding plays very slowly at this position. At this position, Ding, for example, had to open up the game, but he didn't. He didn't open up the game. It's of course clear that Jan is attacking the king side. You should open the queen side as soon as possible, but he didn't. Maybe he underestimated the power of attacks of Jan, but then Jan goes forward for his plan, and Ding only at this moment tries to attack to the base of pawn chain of Jan, but that's still slow. And even in this position, it was better to open up this file, because of course Nepo cannot grab this because loses the knight, and Nepo cannot take back because loses a queen. So Ding should have opened faster, but he started to attack to the base, and it's a little bit slow. So Nepo plays rook f6. Engine says is bad, but it's very good because makes confusion for white. White should defend the f2 spot, otherwise it's clear loss. So defends that spot, but then Nepo says that okay, I continue my attack. And Ding says that your attack is slow. I go forward, but that was a mistake by Ding, because gives a chance for Nepo to open up the game. No, what do you do here? You cannot capture this pawn, right? If you capture, then queen comes in, rook comes in, then it's catastrophe. So Ding couldn't do anything meaningful here, retreat the knight, but Nepo continued by pushing the pawn. You expect Nepo to take that pawn, but actually pushing the pawn is much stronger and is very, very good move. I liked it a lot. Now what do you do with this bishop? Do you retreat it back and lose on a spot? With something like that, and for example queen can come in and attack the f pawn. How do you defend the f pawn? For example, with the queen, then you will lose the game. Or if you try to escape, then this is a lost game, right? Queen at least comes in and wins the rook. So bishop cannot go back, of course. What do you do? Do you capture that pawn? Then we push the pawn, and king should stay here. Otherwise, if king goes to other direction, then this is basically end of a day, right? So king should block that pawn from queening, but then black has a very clear plan. Black wants to bring the bishop on f3 and deliver mate. So first captures the f pawn. And what do? I don't know. You capture this knight to bring your rook into attack. It doesn't matter. We capture back. And for example, if you want to stop the plan of black by playing rook to f4, it doesn't help. We capture, and then whatever white captures, we go to continue our plan. First grabbing the e pawn and then going to f3. It's not possible to stop this f3 move. This is end of a day, right? Or you should give up the queen for that. And what else do you want as a black? So Yeah, Ding couldn't do anything with that bishop, therefore he grabs that pawn. Grabs that pawn. Nepo said, okay, who cares? I take the bishop, takes the rook with check, and seems that Nepo is down exchange. But Ding here pushed the pawn to f4. You may say that why Ding didn't play this? Why he didn't? Is this mate? Check and escapes, right? This is not a mate, but instead of that, we have a beautiful move of rook f2. And after grabs the rooks, then we have a mate. Where do you go? If you go backward, then this is a mate. So you should come forward, but then still it's a mate. For example, with bishop, you go backward, and then this is a mate. So this is a reason that Ding didn't capture that pawn, instead pushed the pawn to f4, but it wasn't helpful. First of all, black captures the rook. After Ding captures the pawn, black says that, okay, capture my bishop, and Ding resigns. But if Ding was going to grab that bishop, it wasn't helpful because queen comes in, pawn gives a check, and next move queen comes in to deliver mate. What do? You can give a check to prolong the game a little bit, but then that's it. What do? This is a mate. Yeah, it was a very wild game by Nepo. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope we see more of such games. See you next time.